It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing.
Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement.
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino.
I don't know what's going on.
Wow, they found Kendrick and White.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me.
Talk that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
What are your thoughts on the allegations, the leaked footage, and the fallout from these revelations? Are we witnessing the unraveling of Hollywood's darkest secrets? Or is this just the beginning of an even larger storm? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
To anyone who can find out who leaked the footage.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote it says, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activity.
Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is under scrutiny as his connection to Diddy's lawsuit brings renewed attention to their relationship. Industry insiders, including 50 Gene, CC, and DJ Academics, have fueled speculation with word on the street, suggesting that Diddy and Meek Mill were romantically involved, a rumor many in the industry allegedly knew about. Reports claim their relationship dates back to the early 2000s, with Diddy and Meek Mill growing closer after a shopping trip. Diddy arranged for him. Now, this connection is being exposed as Meek Mill's ties to Diddy come to light.
Can I just say?
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not shit. No, stop it, brother. You set that up. You set that up. He's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Honestly, was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying. It's odd. This is some of the things that people say, girl. Guys may say to a girl, like, let me take a shot. See?
Yeah.
They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what's going on.
Wow, they found Kendrick and White.
Yo, Sal.
Yeah, y'all already know.
Yo, Sal.
Real life.
Real life.
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me.
Talk that shit, Meek.
Meek Mill has responded to the rumors, issuing multiple statements after leaked footage of him and Diddy went viral. The video allegedly shows Sean Diddy Combs and Meek Mill in bed together during a private encounter. Notably, Meek Mill has yet to deny the allegations, instead focusing on uncovering who is behind the leaks and fueling the speculation. His reported offer of $100,000 to find the source highlights just how seriously he's taking the situation.
Himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, from the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire, to helping reform the system, to bridging a gap of billionaires, to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. There's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns. And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood. LOL. Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill named the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed it up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We're talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connects to this."
Sources close to the industry say Meek Mill is growing increasingly concerned about how these allegations could impact his rap career. Initially, he remained quiet, believing Diddy was too powerful to face serious consequences. However, with over 36 cases against Diddy and new lawsuits surfacing weekly, Meek is now distancing himself, not wanting to be linked to the unfolding scandals. DJ Academics weighed in on the situation, stating that in the music industry, there are no true friends. Everyone is only looking out for themselves.
Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, "No Diddy."
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard?
That's the Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you saw that?
No, I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo when you got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess what it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
No friends in the industry, lad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, lad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J kind of go ridiculous. Love him. But there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I want to look at it. Two, some of them was at these parties and then they have freaked off a couple girls with them. Yeah. And three,
or guy.
Right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats me. So everybody's been watching. So they're watching it and they'll be like, shit. We're like 23 lawsuits in. Yes.
More than that. That was over 120.
No,
I see what you're saying.
They haven't all filed. They haven't all filed.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're a bunch of lawsuits in. Right? And I think now people will realize that friendship. It's time to save our own ass. That's the only part I like about Meek Mill. Nobody ever accused Meek Mill of doing crime. People accuse Meek Mill of being homosexual and doing something.
Sources close to the industry say Meek Mill is growing increasingly concerned about how these allegations could impact his rap career. Initially, he remained quiet, believing Diddy was too powerful to face serious consequences. However, with Bowsy Art, over 36 cases against Diddy and new lawsuits surfacing weekly, Meek is now distancing himself, not wanting to be linked to the unfolding scandals. DJ Academics weighed in on the situation, stating that in the music industry, there are no true friends. Everyone is only looking out for themselves.
Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing like Diddy. hooked up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dressing alike is flesh like two men laying down.
Meek Mill isn't the first celebrity to be linked to Diddy amid the ongoing controversy. Ever since the lawsuit against Diddy was filed, comparisons to Jay-Z have surfaced, and now Jay-Z is facing legal action of his own. Meek Mill fears he could be next, as criminal defense attorneys are beginning to expose everyone associated with Diddy. With the spotlight intensifying, Meek is reportedly scrambling to distance himself before he becomes the next target.
That if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think is missing that?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity, and there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice.
There are more sex assault accusations connected to the case against Sean Diddy Combs. The latest involves hip-hop mogul Jay-Z, who issued a vehement denial.
More high-profile names could soon be tied to these lawsuits, as Jay-Z's involvement may just be the first domino to fall. While Jay-Z and Diddy have been publicly identified, it's important to remember that the lawsuit also mentions a celebrity, B, who allegedly witnessed the sexual assault of a female celebrity. Additionally, another individual recently spoke on CNN, claiming that his own assault was witnessed by yet another celebrity. Given these revelations, it's likely that more celebrity names will emerge in the near future. Legal expert Ronnie Nayer weighed in, emphasizing that this case has entered the court of public opinion, making it even more critical to separate speculation from legal fact. The latest developments in the case against Shaw Diddy Homes include new sexual assault allegations involving hip-hop mogul Jay-Z, who issued a strong denial this morning. The billionaire rapper and entrepreneur has been added to an existing civil lawsuit, which alleges that after the 2000 VMAs, a victim was drugged and assaulted by both Diddy and Jay-Z, while a third celebrity looked on.
The judge has actually agreed that the victim can remain anonymous and that the case can proceed. So there seems to be a little bit more to this case.
Jay-Z vehemently denied the allegations, stating, "These accusations are so heinous that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Anyone who would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away." He also expressed his heartbreak over the impact on his family, saying, "My wife and I will now have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." In addition to denying the claims, Jay-Z criticized the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, who has filed at least 20 sexual assault lawsuits related to the case. Busby fired back, saying, "I won't be bullied or intimidated." Jay-Z, however, dismissed the lawsuits as its shameless publicity stunts.
Combs' statement went on to say he has never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone. Combs will stay in jail until his trial in May, but he has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail. That ruling should come later this week.
To make matters even worse for Jay-Z, multiple witnesses have come forward, claiming they saw him abuse 13-year-old minors alongside Diddy. The alleged victim, along with several other witnesses, has given exclusive interviews and is reportedly prepared to testify in court. Their testimony could be crucial in connecting the dots and identifying everyone involved with Diddy for years. There have been rumors about what was happening behind the scenes in Hollywood, but this marks the first time that actual footage has reportedly been discovered.
Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Waitstaff circulated throughout the room, carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses, circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and or his agents/employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below, and these are the photos included in the lawsuit that show a small plastic container that the plaintiff claims contained drugs at the party. The woman, remember, who claims she was 13 at the time, says she felt woozy and went to look for a place to lay down. Soon after, Combs entered the room, along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter was finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped plaintiff while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex on her. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped.
The victim has accused Jay-Z of raping her, claiming she is an autistic woman who was assaulted by both Jay-Z and Diddy at an after-party for the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards in New York City. In an interview with NBC News, the woman named all the celebrities who were present at Diddy's party, describing how they witnessed the assault but did nothing to intervene. Instead, she alleges they simply laughed at her and offered no help.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
The victim has accused Jay-Z of raping her, claiming she is an autistic woman who was assaulted by both Jay-Z and Diddy at an after-party for the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards in New York City. In an interview with NBC News, the woman named all the celebrities who were present at Diddy's party, describing how they witnessed the assault but did nothing to intervene. Instead, she alleges they simply laughed at her and offered no help.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shattered-proof drug-roll ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman claims she suffered a head injury the night of the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. She says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a journey of more than 5 hours. Her attorney shared the name of the friend with NBC News, though the individual has since passed away. The woman also mentioned speaking with Cole's limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after-party.
Stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have a religion about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
She claims that after arriving, she went to a White House event, where she spoke with musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
Jason Seaton comes in and keeps me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
At the after party, the woman alleges that she drank something that made her feel woozy. She claims that while she was incapacitated, both Combs and Carter took turns raping her, with a female celebrity reportedly watching the assault.
He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
After the alleged assault, the woman says she ran to a gas station where she called her father. He then picked her up and drove her home.
It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing.
Yes, he sat in the dark, but he brought into the light some very disturbing allegations against Diddy.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop.
More than 24 accusers have filed suit against the still imprisoned rap mogul. But this man is the very first to do an on-camera interview, telling his chilling story to CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister.
It was abusive beyond belief.
The man, identified only as John Doe, says he was hired by a security firm to work at one of Sean Combs' famous white parties in the Hamptons.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Diddy.
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
But the accuser's lawsuit, obtained by Extra, claimed that Combs targeted him, providing him with drinks throughout the night.
This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him direct.
Good. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks.
In the suit filed in October, the man claimed Diddy pushed him into a van, held him down, and sexually assaulted. He says he could not escape because he had been drugged.
Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and I was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
Another male victim also spoke out in an interview on CNN, claiming that Diddy instructed his guards to hold him down after drugging him. The details of these cases are deeply shocking and reveal just how horrific some of the events that took place in Hollywood truly were.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
You know, and of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know
appeared
if
to be
were. Right.
Sure, appeared. Let me rephrase it.
Based on yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all. To be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, but they was doing.
Another male victim also spoke out in an interview on CNN, claiming that Diddy instructed his guards to hold him down after drugging him. The details of these cases are deeply shocking and reveal just how horrific some of the events that took place in Hollywood truly were.
So why did you believe in these cases, and why didn't you believe in others that you presented?
Well, the thing with a sexual abuser, is they follow a pattern. They fall to type, and you become very clear on what that pattern is, particularly a serial sexual abuser. And these cases were all identical in the facts, identical in the story. It was beginning, middle, conclusion.
They know each other?
Boom. None of them knew each other.
Did you have them meet?
No.
Did you have them coordinate stories?
No.
Do you think they had any contact with each other before they came to you?
Absolutely not.
And when you were talking to them, well, first, the ones that you didn't take, why not?
Stories didn't make sense. Stories didn't fit the pattern. Stories were not credible. I mean, at this is my 30th year as a lawyer. I've tried over 100 cases. I can assess whether somebody's story is credible. And if I don't believe it, I'm not going to put my name on a pleading, sign it, and file it in court. I'm not doing that. And that's what I did with the 60 plus cases that I reject. Client was bisexual, worked for Diddy. Diddy owed him money for doing errands for him and being his step-and fetch, for lack of a better word. And I think it was a power move. It was a clear power move because this guy had the nerve to come to him and say, you owe me money. And so Diddy said, come on to the Intercontinental Hotel. He gives him the drug, knocks him out, sodomizes him. And I won't use the term that my client used, but he said he tried to turn me into his B word. And I think it was a clear power move on each and every occasion. I think the ones that took place in the Park Hyatt, that wasn't partying. My client met him in a nightclub in the city here with a music producer. He didn't think he was getting into that. The man who was raped in the Hamptons, he thought he was going to a white party. Who wouldn't want to go to a white party? I would have gone to a white party back in the day. I wouldn't go now. But they went there innocently, and this is what happened.
For Diddy, the alleged abuse wasn't about sexual attraction, but rather about power. It's claimed that he sought to control people, and this desire for dominance drove his actions. This pattern was further confirmed by a new lawsuit filed just last week. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy told a rapper he wanted to make him his property, and then raped him. The lawyer handling the case has pointed out that all three incidents follow the same pattern, clearly showing that Diddy was intoxicated by power.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people if they're not true, and very hurtful, frankly, if they are true. If they're true, you shouldn't have been in the room and you shouldn't have been participating. So I anticipate we're going to start filing lawsuits. It may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this, that when a victim tells us that this person was in the room or this person participated, we want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before we file that case. Because in the United States, in almost every state, public filings are in fact public. And when we name somebody in a lawsuit, the press is going to pick it up, and we're aware of it. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's. And I expect that there will be some people named in these lawsuits that will raise some eyebrows.
Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex on him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged, and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, an individual, this time not a minor, attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore.
This lawsuit is just one of nearly 36 filed against Diddy. Tony Busby, the lawyer behind most of these lawsuits involving Diddy and Jay-Z, has described some of the horrific crimes Diddy allegedly committed against minors. According to BuzzFeed, Diddy followed a disturbing pattern of drugging young artists or minors before taking advantage of them. Allegedly, the same pattern is present in Jay-Z's case as well, with reports suggesting that the same drugs were used in both instances. What are your thoughts on the allegations, the leaked footage, and the fallout from these revelations? Are we witnessing the unraveling of Hollywood's darkest secrets? Or is this just the beginning of an even larger storm? Share your thoughts in the comments below.